I am the architect. I created the Matrix.
Shall we play a game?
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill, and think things over.
Good morning, and welcome to today's Web Talk with Bob podcast. I am a member of the LLLC, the Lifelong Learning Club. And I invite you to become a member of this club. It costs you nothing but time, and the benefits will be enormous. As a member of the Lifelong Learning Club, you only have one obligation and duty to other club members. Each day, you must agree to learn how to do something new. That's the benefit. For example, you might go to a trade show you've never been to before. You might take a class that you've never thought about taking before. I know people who will stand around a kitchen after a hard day at work and cook, and they love to cook. And I say to them, why don't you take a course in cooking? Why don't you take a course from a great chef? Why don't you go away for 3 days and focus just on cooking? Learn how to cook some great recipe. Go to work at a restaurant part-time for nothing and just work under a chef. In other words, the whole process of learning in one area helps you in the other areas. It creates great self-esteem. It creates great experiences for you to share. What's better than to share a new experience with someone else, something else that you've learned? But for some reason, generally, we're afraid to stretch out. We're afraid to try something new. A friend of mine, an inventor that I was talking to just last week, said he had just attended a trade show. And the name of the trade show is not important, but it was a trade show where, several thousand people go. But it was a trade show that was not in the field he was working in. And then it dawned on me. That was the great part about it. He was exposing himself to completely new things and new ideas and a new set of people, a new set of looking at things. And that made his ability to do his current job easier. It was an enabling experience. See, the learning itself is important. It creates new steps, new horizons, new things for you to see. People that do it understand it. People that don't do it look for some explanation. Well, what will I get out of it? What will I learn? How will I use that information? Well, they'll never go ahead and become lifelong learners because they're too busy looking at the result instead of looking at the journey. And the journey, in every case, is always the reward. We never know what the result is. But we need to expose ourselves to these lifelong learning experiences. I have a friend of mine who went back to school at 52 years old and got his PhD degree. Now, he doesn't use his PhD degree in school, but he works for a health company and uses his PhD degree there, and he works for not-profit organizations and uses his PhD degree there. Things that he wouldn't have thought of before. So his whole horizon has been expanded. I know a woman who went back to school at the age of 62 and graduated at 68 because it was something that she wanted to do for herself. Is she going to use that education in the next 10 years? I don't know, and neither does she know. But it was a learning experience that she exposed herself to. You cannot lose by exposing yourself to new learning experiences. Now, the important thing about becoming a lifelong learning club member is that you write down on your calendar each day what you learned that day. Maybe it's a new word. Maybe it's a new skill in Microsoft Word. Maybe it's a new way to use Excel. Maybe it's a new behavioral experience, a new way to express yourself. Maybe it's a new way to write something. But you see, you can learn something new each and every day, and it's that experience that makes the journey worthwhile. So the message today, which is short, is join the Lifelong Learning Club. Learn something new every day, and as soon as you do, share it with someone else. Open a conversation with, you know what I learned yesterday? I learned how to do this. I learned how to cook lasagna. I learned about baseball. I learned about football. I learned about a new rule in golf that I didn't know about. I took a special course. I worked with a not-for-profit. I learned something about cancer that I didn't know before. These are all learning experiences. Join the Lifelong Learning Club. Join me. Email me your learning experience. Let me put out a podcast on it. By the way, learn how to podcast. That may be something that will be very valuable to you and useful and important. And that's all for today from Bob Sherwood at Web Talk with Bob, coming to you from California this month. Next month, all my podcasts will be from the snowy, ice-cold, freezing Midwest. So you will hear a chill in my voice when I'm podcasting. But for now, it's sunny and 80 degrees outside. Come on back and listen to more podcasts on Web Talk with Bob. They're never more than 5 to 6 minutes long, and we always put a jewel of information embedded inside the podcast. Have a great day. Signing off.
I am the architect. I created the matrix.
Shall we play a game?
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly.